When the sky turns a murky gray and the wind begins to howl, that's the moment Typhoon MATMO awakens. From the Philippines to southern China, and even as it weakened, it continued to tear through Vietnam, leaving behind a trail of devastating destruction. Fierce winds, torrential rain, and raging ocean waves shook entire cities, while people could do nothing but tremble before nature's wrath. Alright, today I'm taking you on a journey through the path of Typhoon MATMO, where nature unleashed its most terrifying destructive power. Let's dive into the video right now. Hot on the heels of Typhoon Ragasa, before the land could even recover, nature unleashed yet another fury, this time named MATMO. With wind speeds reaching Category 12, each gust sliced through the sky like a spinning blade, slamming violently into the Philippines, China, and Vietnam. But it didn't stop there. MATMO kept growing stronger, with gusts reaching 160 km/h, tearing away everything in its path. Formed from a tropical depression over the Philippine Sea, where ocean temperatures above 28 degrees Celsius fueled it with massive energy. Typhoon MATMO took shape under ideal conditions: low atmospheric pressure and high humidity. Powerful rotating winds developed as warm air from the sea rose and collided with cooler air above, creating massive convective vortices. This caused the storm's central pressure to drop steadily, while its wind speeds continued to intensify. MATMO moved toward Luzon in the Philippines and then into Guangxi, China. The immense energy drawn from the ocean and atmosphere transformed into a terrifying force with wind speeds reaching up to 210 km/h. MATMO's power wasn't just in the numbers, but in its destruction. Waves smashed through seawalls, winds tore towns apart, and relentless rain turned entire fields into oceans. Coastal buildings shook violently as if about to collapse, while the ground below was shredded by the storm, transformed into a muddy wasteland where water and debris mixed, erasing every trace of peace that once existed. This isn't just an ordinary storm, it's a chilling warning from nature itself, reminding us that when the earth grows angry, nowhere is safe, and the power of nature will always be beyond human control. What's even more terrifying is that this immense power didn't just bring wind, it unleashed torrential rain and relentless lightning, turning the entire sky into a scene of chaos. Thousands of homes were submerged, and hundreds of thousands of people were forced to evacuate in the dead of night, surrounded by howling winds and endless downpours. Next, we turn to Vietnam, a country now facing the devastating wrath of Typhoon MATMO. The storm spiraled westward, tearing through Bay High with torrential rain pouring from the heavens and wind gusts reaching an incredible 44.2 meters per second, a record not seen in nearly a decade. Ferocious winds ripped roofs off houses, toppled power poles and trees, and flooded entire villages, leaving the region torn apart by nature's fury. It's almost unimaginable how terrifyingly destructive nature can be when it's truly enraged. Even more terrifying, hours of relentless downpour turned the entire city into a raging torrent, flooding streets and buildings as if a furious river had swallowed it whole. Even the high-rise buildings couldn't withstand the power of the floodwaters. They were engulfed by the rising tide, leaving residents in panic, fear, and utter despair in the face of an unprecedented natural disaster.
Còn nhiều người ở trong đấy không?
It didn't stop there. The mountains were also severely affected, with a series of violent landslides occurring one after another, posing a terrifying threat to nearby residents. Fortunately, no one was injured, but the aftermath left behind massive damage to homes, roads, and crops, a grim reminder of how devastating nature's power can be in just a matter of moments. Even more dangerously, a massive dam in Bac Thi, Lang Son, is on the verge of collapsing at any moment, forcing residents to evacuate in panic and fear. The storm left behind deep scars of pain and loss, submerging the entire region in floodwaters and despair, a haunting reminder of nature's devastating power. Through all of this, we can truly see how nature can be both magnificent and merciless. Just one storm is enough to bring an entire region to its knees, erasing everything humanity has worked years to build. And what's even more terrifying is that nature's fury never really stops. After Matmo comes another storm, and then each one a chilling reminder that no matter how powerful humanity becomes, we are still just small beings before the might of the earth. That's why respecting nature isn't just a responsibility, it's the only way to survive in this ever-changing world. Alright, stay tuned, because in the next video, I'll show you a force of nature even more terrifying than this one. Don't miss it.